What is up, you guys? It is me again. I am just making this video. I'm probably going to go ahead to bed in about an hour or two. Got some beautiful angel music playing in the background. Got some faith-based necklaces on. Alright, so, God created you and me. God created us all. But we have always existed. We have existed for all of eternity. You're wondering, Zach, how did God create, or how did we exist for all of eternity? If God created us to be existent for all eternity, even in the past, to be existing eternity in the past, you have to be created. Except for God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit. Those three were never created. They've always existed for eternity. So, the answer to your wonders, which is how did we exist for all of eternity in the past, if God created us. 1 second. Is because God is all-knowing. God knew about you and me. Eternity in the past. Eternity in the past, He knew you and me. He always knew about us. So, yes, we have existed in the mind of God from eternity past, the present, and the future. God knew about us before creating us, and He loves us so much, and He still does and always will. So just think about that for a second on a bad day. If you're not having a good day, always know the fact that God has always known about you from eternity in the past, present, and the future. You've always been on God's mind. We have always been in the mind of God. He has always loved us before we even existed, because He is, not only is He all-knowing, but He is in the past, He is in the future, or present, and He is in the future. He's everywhere at the same time, except for in hell. But he's everywhere at the same time, except in hell. And He's even in right now. The past doesn't exist anymore, but the past exists to Him, not to us, but to Him. To us, it's just memories, but to Him, because He is able to put Himself in the past if He wants to. He is able to. So He is able to. He can see the future. He knows the future, and He also is. He can put Himself in the future if He wanted to. Not travel in time, but He's always there. It's. Again, this is something only on a God scale of knowledge to understand. So for the times that don't exist for us right now yet, 5 seconds from now, God is already there. God is already there. No, but seriously, 1,000 years from now, 1,000,000 years from now, 1,000,000,000 years from now, God, it exists to God. God is already there. Here's the thing I read a long time ago, several years ago. God is already answering prayers of yours that you'll pray 10 to 30 years from now. So he's already answering our prayers that we're going to pray 50 years from now. How amazing is that? How awesome is that? Why? How is he doing that? Because he resides in the past, present, and future. He resides in the future too. So that's why he's already answering prayers. It doesn't mean that he's answering them right this second, but he's already answering the prayers right now. If we were in that future time, he would be. But he knows that he knows what we need. He knows what we want, and he will give us what we need if it's aligned with him. Him, which is, of course, not a sin. Anything that we need that's not a sin, God will provide. God will give it to us. Anything that we want, like more, if we want more faith, if we want to have more strength, more power to overcome sin, more understanding, more wisdom, more knowledge of things, God will give it to us as long as it's not a sin. Like, what do we need knowledge for? Like, do we need knowledge of how to become a porn star? Or do we need knowledge of, what will we do in heaven? What are some of the insane activities that we will do in heaven? Insane, like really awesome things that we can't possibly even do here on earth. But with God, all things are possible. So, for instance, soul travel. I believe that we will be able to travel through the universe at speeds billions of times faster than the speed of light. Like this. So like basically teleporting. So what do we need more understanding for? Understanding like nothing sinful. That's for sure. But God will give us the understanding, like, for example, if it's not sinful, of course. For example, sorry, I'm repeating myself. I'm getting sleepy, hence all the yawns. If we want to understand more of God, like his power and how awesome and amazing he is, but obviously we can't comprehend much of it whatsoever unless if he reveals it to us, because it's on a God scale of knowledge. Only he can give us knowledge, different new bits of knowledge for us to understand how he's that powerful, and not to mention learning about God will take all eternity, eternity is another word for infinity, like infinite. So to learn about, since God is infinite, it only makes sense that we would be spending all eternity to learn everything about God. We humans are limited. God is limitless. So God has no limits. His power is far more than you and I can even imagine. His power is infinite. So here's the thing Oh, I'm going to make this into a separate video. Got to save this to my notes when I get done with this so I don't forget. God is so powerful that even though his power is infinite, and infinity, there's no number beyond infinity for us. His power is so powerful that it even goes beyond infinity. And infinity after that. And you guessed it, infinity after that. And you guessed it, infinity, an infinite amount of times even after that. So that is how powerful God is. Here's the thing that's very beautiful though. How powerful God is, infinite upon infiniteness. We aren't afraid of him. The only people who should be afraid of God, actually not afraid, the only people who should be terrified of God are the people who hate God, are the people who don't want anything to do with God, the people who are enemies of God. They should be terrified of him and his wrath and judgment for their sins, their evil ways against an infinite holy God. But to the redeemed, to us, to the saved and born again, this is another proof that I'm saved. I'm not afraid of God one bit. I just think he's amazing. His power is overwhelmingly awesome. I love God. I know he loves us. I'm not afraid of God. I just think he's amazing, incredible. He's all that power, and yet he's just awesome. Why? Because I have the Holy Spirit in me. If I didn't have the Holy Spirit in me, then yes, I should be terrified of God, because I was an enemy of God on my way to hell before I got saved. I would have died in my sins had I died. But no, I'm not scared of God one bit. He's awesome. He's amazing. Just look at the universe. So let me just give you a little example. So the Milky Way galaxy in diameter is around 102 to like 100 to 105,000 light years in diameter. It would take you around 2 million years, 2 million or 100 million years, one of those, at the speed of light to get to the edge or the end of the Milky Way. So it's 100,000 to 105,000 in diameter. Feet in diameter. It was just across. Well, one light year. One light year is around 5 to 6 trillion miles. And the Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 to 105,000 light years in diameter. Just to give you a little glimpse of how big the universe is, and God created it all. The Andromeda Galaxy is twice as big as the Milky Way. And again, one light year, just one light year, is 5 to 6 trillion miles. And Andromeda is over 200,000 light years in diameters. And there's probably even galaxies 50 times bigger than the Andromeda Galaxy in the universe right now. The diameter of the entire universe is, scientists believe, is around 96 billion light years. 96 billion light years. So again, the Milky Way is 100 to 105,000 light years in diameter. Andromeda Galaxy is around, again, a little over 200,000 light years in diameter. That's 100,000. That's hundreds of thousands. But the entire universe is 96 or 98 billion light years in diameter. You guys, I'm so sorry. I'm just completely blown away right now. No, I'm not crying or anything like that. There we go again. I was going to say before my yawn interrupted me. Knock, knock. Who's there? Interrupting yawn. I was going to say I was holding in a yawn, so. But I am just blown away, God, about your power. You're amazing, God. You're incredible. God, you are so awesome. You are so amazing, Father. Your power is so incredible, God. I love you, God, and I am so amazed at your power. Guys, it is insane. The Milky Way galaxy is 100 to 105,000 light years in diameter. And just one light year is 6 trillion miles. And the Andromeda is around 200,000 light years. And the entire universe is around 98 billion light years in diameter. You guys, I am so sorry that I'm just kind of like, I wouldn't call it fanboying, but I would call it a child of God is completely, absolutely blown away by his power. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.